Hello and welcome to the Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steven Tugert.
Today we are going to be reviewing Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Golden Circle.
Yeah. This is the sequel to Matthew Vaughn's Kingsman: The Secret Service. This is Matthew Vaughn's first sequel as a director. He's done he's done a lot of first parts. Like he did like X-Men First Class and Kick-Ass, but he's never come back for a sequel to a film that he's done.
Cool.
So it was exciting to see what he would do if he got a chance to further a story. I was really looking forward to that. I was a huge fan of the first Kingsman, so I was really excited to see this world expand a bit more.
I did like this one. I feel like I liked the first one just a little bit more.
Me too, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, got to see him use just a bunch of familiar gadgets and gizmos.
Yeah, it brought back some cool stuff from the first one, introduced some new stuff. This series is like a great, like, kind of, like a loving homage to like all the spy movies, like especially all the James Bond movies and stuff like that, but these are a bit more fun, I would say. Like, you know, they kind of have more fun with it and get to go in places that the Bond movies, which take themselves seriously, especially these days with the more recent ones.
I would say that the opening fight sequence could have easily been the end fight sequence in like another movie.
Yeah,
like it was just very good and very well executed.
Yeah, like these films are known for like the action. The first movie has some phenomenal, like instant classic action scenes, like that scene in the church. You're right, there was a really great fight scene at the beginning, but then there was like a lot of, like, it was kind of more spread out in this one, where it was a little while before we got to like the next one and stuff like that. But when it gets to that in the end, like, it does not stop.
It could have used the pace could have been quickened just a little bit for me.
Yeah, it was a little longer than I expected.
Yeah,
you got the return of some favorites from the original movie. There was actually more returning characters in this movie than I expected. There was a lot of like smaller characters from the first movie that came back in unexpected ways. I won't reveal who, but it is in the trailer.
Colin Firth.
Well, yeah, I mean that's straight up in the trailer posters, all the advertising. But there was another character that I even saw this person in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And I did not recognize them. They look different, and it's like, whoa, that's really cool that like they brought that guy back.
They'll remind you.
Yeah, they'll
like,
definitely
that
remind
guy.
you. We got Taron Egerton back as Eggsy. He was like kind of like an unknown when the first one came out. No one really knew who he was.
Yeah.
And like this movie was kind of a surprise hit, so it kind of launched him a little bit. He's just so great in this role, and he was like really perfectly cast in the first film, and he really, shows up to play in this one as well. It was so great seeing Colin Firth again. I mean, this is a non-spoiler review, but if it's in the trailers, if it's on the posters, I say that's not a spoiler.
How they bring him back
we won't touch on that.
But it's always good seeing him. He's very British.
Yeah.
He's very elegant.
Yeah. The first movie, it was like something he'd never really done before, like an action kind of movie, and it was really cool seeing him do that sort of thing, and he comes back and he shows up in a big way in this movie as well. Mark Strong's back as Merlin.
Yep.
I love him. He's a great actor. I loved him in a lot of stuff. It was really great seing him and just kind of learning a little bit more about him.
They expand the character a little bit.
We learned who his favorite singer is. I like that.
Yeah, we do.
You have a couple of the other Kingsman characters, like Roxy from the first movie. She got the job as one of the Kingsmen. Like, she beat out Eggsy in the first movie. So, I was really happy to see her back and involved. And then you get introduced to the U.S. equivalent of the Statesman.
You got your Channing Tatums.
Yeah.
You got your Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. Champagne. Just call me Champ. You got Halle Berry, Ginger Ale. She's like the tech. She's like the U.S. like
Merlin.
The statesman's version of Merlin. Yeah. And you have Pedro Pascal, Oberyn Martell from Game of Thrones. He was playing Whiskey. He was badass with the whips and lassos and stuff like that. He was a really fun character. Yeah, it was great seeing all like this expansion of that world. And bring in the U.S. equivalent. And I love the little subtle differences between that world and the world we were introduced to in the first movie.
The Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah.
That's a denim jacket with jeans.
Yeah. Then you have the villain of the picture, Julianne Moore. The first movie kind of established this whole, like, they even directly call reference to it with, like, the Bond movie villains and stuff like that. These eccentric villains. And I thought Julianne Moore did a great job of that. I really liked her character, Poppy. She's a drug dealer. She has this whole world in was it Cambodia? Like, she's in these, like, ruins and everything in the middle of the jungle, but she's created her own little world there, Poppyland, that's like very heavily influenced by, like, 50s nostalgia and stuff like that. And I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yep. There's a surprise cameo from a famous celebrity musician.
Yeah.
More than just a cameo. Shows up a couple of times, always for...
More than you'd expect for like this particular person. And more than even some of the people that are like on the posters.
Honestly,
and
I could have
used
more Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I wasn't going to specifically flat out say, but yeah, I mean,
I could say whatever I want. I wanted more Channing Tatum.
Yeah, me too. He was good in what he was in.
I definitely felt like this one maybe wasn't as funny as the first one.
Yeah, that is true, yeah. I didn't laugh out loud as much.
Yeah, it was still enjoyable, but just the first one was just way funnier, I thought.
Yeah. There's a couple moments, there's some stuff. The cameo is really interesting. The cameo he mentions really, most of the humor in the film, like I kind of laughed the most at that stuff.
Like in the first movie, for me, there's like one scene that's like, I don't know, guys, could we have maybe thought of something different here?
Yeah.
Just a little
too mature themes.
Yeah. Just a little bit much.
Yeah.
It's like they get it to a point, and then they just gotta too much.
Yeah.
Like here's the line, which you should get up to and kind of dance around. Yeah. Which is fine, but then they just go whoop and hop all the way the hell over. But
just in that small part, so like it makes it feel even more out of place. Like we said, some of the action, it was a little more spread out. There was nothing in this movie that stood up there like alongside of like that church sequence or like
maybe the overall plot wasn't necessarily like as driven.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because the plot, like Samuel Jackson's character, he had this specific thing that he was doing, and in this one, it's like, yeah, she's got a big evil plan and everything, but it's not quite as concrete. Yeah, a little more like kind of middle of the road type idea, which was well done in the film, but I could have used a little more like motivation. Like I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know why
she was doing everything.
It just kind of seemed like she wanted to just because she wanted to, not.
Yeah. I love that Matthew Vaughn came back to do this because. If it was a lesser director, I don't think this movie would have been as good. And like we said, it's not quite as, like, I don't like it quite as much as the first movie, but I still love this movie. If the first movie, if I gave that, 9 out of 10, I would give this one, like an 8.5 out of 10 golden circles.
Okay. I'd give it a 7.5 umbrellas.
Okay. Sounds good.
But umbrellas that also do like another thing.
Like not just like a regular old umbrella, like,
not like
talking about these badass.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you like this review, do us a favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below, let us know what you like, what you didn't like, if you don't like this dumb face mugging at you the whole time with his glasses like he's cool. Subscribe to The Amazing Nerdiverse on iTunes, and leave a review. That's the most important thing you can do to help us out and help people find this show. Follow us online on Facebook.com/TheAmazingNerdiverse, on Instagram @AmazingNerdiverse, and on Twitter we are @NerdiversePod, and I'm @Jeff_Grants.
I'm @Steven Tukert.
Yeah, and go to theamazingnerdiverse.com for all that and very little more. And until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steven Tukert.
I hate his face. You can catch us right here next time on The Amazing Nerdiverse.
Hit him!
Wait till the third movie when they go to the Canadian equivalent of the Kingsman.
Politer.
Yeah, way more polite than the Statesman.
Oh, sorry, eh?
They're just whooping peanut bag guys. Like,
as they're fighting, sorry.
I can't wait for the third one. I hope Matthew Vaughn comes back to do that one.